here there's a lot of kids with very high growth capacity. So by that I mean there's a lot of kids here who have the capacity to grow to a reasonably high level. Well, the experience has been great. It allows me to implement a lot of concepts that I've wanted to explore in regards to youth development. We went through some general preparation work, which I think the kids found really useful. We take a different approach in Serbian School of Basketball or European School of Basketball. Everything's integrated, everything's linked quite ecologically to concepts from the game. So we're working footwork in terms of footwork related to cutting, related to off-ball screening, related to post-up, finishing, passing, ensuring all technical elements are linked to aspects from the game. So from that aspect, I think it's went pretty well. I think the kids have taken something from it, and it's been an interesting experience implementing different concepts with a different group of players in a new environment. Well, I think they've responded pretty well, but I think it's something that they're not used to. I think they're maybe not used to honing in on such details. Maybe a lot of kids in modern era are accepting their limitations as opposed to pushing themselves further. So I think we managed to make a breakthrough with that over the last couple of days. Many coaches believe in their athletes a lot more than the athletes believe in themselves. And it's finding a way as a coach to try and make the athlete believe in themselves as much as we believe in them. We see their potential, we see what they're able to achieve, and we keep pushing them to reach the potential that we know they can achieve. A lot of athletes don't see that, so part of the coaching process for me and for the last few days in the camp has been to try and get the athletes to see what they're capable of and believe that they're able to get there with hard work and with the details that we're showing them. So I think that that's a challenge that we've managed to overcome, and hopefully that will help the athletes here and hopefully the club as well to grow to reach the potential that we can all see that they're capable of reaching. Well, with every athlete, they're all born with a certain level of potential. It's about us as coaches trying to extract the maximum levels of potential from them. But here there's a lot of kids with very high growth capacity. So by that I mean there's a lot of kids here who have the capacity to grow to a reasonably high level. I don't think talent identification or selection is about looking at what the kid's capable of doing now, but what they're capable of doing in the future. And with regards to that, I've seen kids who have great basketball bodies, kids who have great basketball minds. They pick up information pretty quickly. They learn new concepts pretty quickly, and that in the modern era is really what talent is the ability to learn quickly and pick up new things, which I've seen over the last few days here in Investment. Well, I mean, my goals as a coach is to continue improving, can constantly preach to the athletes that they should be continuing to strive to improve every day. You want to learn. There's a kind of famous quote: "Basketball is enough for a lifetime, but a lifetime is not enough for basketball. Basketball is a never-ending thing. That we're trying to squeeze everything we can into a lifespan of basketball." So my endeavour is to learn as much as I can, as quickly as I can, and continue to gain as much knowledge as possible, and continuing to do things for the good of basketball, whether that's in Belgrade, in Veszprém, in Glasgow, wherever. Continue to try to grow the game in whatever way I can. Basketball can't be owned by any one person or any one country or any one club. It's a global game. And everything I do will hopefully be for the good of basketball everywhere. So I want to continue to grow as an individual and also continue to help the game grow and develop and go in new directions and achieve new things. Well, it can only help. It can only help with growth. It can only help the club to grow. I think also in terms of an administration sort of thing, this camp has been a good test run in terms of learning the city, learning the club, learning the type of players. And you're not going into summer prep blind. We know what the level of players will be. We know what their expectations are. We know how to tailor everything to what they need in this city, in this country, in this region. So any lessons that you have going into a new event help you to increase the quality. And having an event like this allows us to learn lessons that will only enhance what's going to happen in summer prep. I know that summer prep's 14 days. That's the whole cycle. So what we are able to achieve in 3 days is really introducing things. But what you're able to do in summer prep is really develop certain concepts over a slightly more prolonged period of time. So the impact that it'll have on the athletes will be obvious. They'll be able to grow very quickly in a very short period of time, which is what the transition period or the off season is about for athletes: opportunities to grow in certain aspects of their game pretty quickly. And I think that's something that summer prep will be prime position to do. It's a great city, not just for basketball, but for tourism, for bringing families. Which, as we know, in the summer we work like crazy all season. You need somewhere you can bring your family and also enjoy the experience, not just to continue to work hard. But this is somewhere you can balance both. So I think summer prep will be a nice experience building on this for anyone who's going to come and attend.